Hello Wolves! So today we're here for the third edition of this kind of videos. So I don't know if you remember, but a few months ago I started to talk about all the upcoming readathons. So today we're gonna talk about the readathons coming and happening in February and January. Or should I say January and February? I don't know why I did it February and January. It doesn't make sense. But yeah, in January and February. Of course, when I say all the readathons, it's just the readathons I found out about, or maybe the ones that are actually planned and sure to happen, you know, because in February it's kind of late, kind of thing. It's not late, but it's not like now. It's not happening now, so people are not ready to talk about the readathons or whatever, so I'm just going to talk about a few. If you have more readathons, if you know more, please let me know in the comment section. I will add them down below in the description box, so people interested in doing a readathon could find all the information down below. So let's just start with it. Okay, I'm getting comfortable here. I have a pajama here. Never mind. Okay, so so I could first talk about the Howling Pack. It's not a readathon, so I said in my announcement video that I will link here and then below that it was actually a readathon, but I had so many ideas that I decided to make it actually a challenge. So every 2 months, when I'm gonna give you the book of the month, the book of the 2 months, you know, the book for the book club that we will be reading all together, I'm gonna also give you some kind of challenge. In January and February, the challenge is actually to read your community's favorite books. So I asked you on Instagram and on Twitter your favorite books of 2019, and I picked 16 from them. So the video is down below, linked there as usual, and I'm gonna read your favorite books of 2019 in January and February. So it's gonna be like my priority TBR. Then in March and April, we're gonna have another challenge. It could be the books that have been sitting on your shelves for the longest, or the genre you're not comfortable with, or all the books over 500 pages, or only books under 200 pages, or only audiobooks or whatever, you know, that kind of challenge. So it's not going to be a readathon, it's going to be a challenge. So I decided to read your favorite books of 2019 in January and in February. You could try to do the same, but just in January or just in February, or do both months as I will do, because busy, and half of the month in February I will be away, so you know. But yeah, this is not a readathon, this is more like a challenge kind of thing, but you will be more than welcome to join. And I think I'm gonna do actually a Twitter. I was reluctant at the idea of creating a Twitter for the book club or whatever, but apparently that's what you want, so I'm gonna try and do it. Yeah. Okay, so I have my iPad here, I have my laptop, and I have my phone because I have a lot of information to share and I need to get organized, which wasn't the case because I wasn't supposed to film actually, but no one's at home, so I was like, okay, this is the moment. Instead of just relax, I'm gonna film when there is no one at home, because that's what we do when you don't live alone. I need a home. I need a home. Okay, so the first readathon is actually the Winteriedathon 2020 readathon announcement made by Bookish Hamster. So it's gonna start on January 12th until January 18th, so it's gonna be a week-long readathon, and the prompts are: read a book with white or blue on the cover, read a book with the letter W, S, or C in the title, read a book with red or green on the cover, pick a warm and cozy reread, Frostbite with Rachel May. The cover is mostly blue with some white, has a red inscription, the title has an S in it, blah blah blah. Oh, okay. So it starts on January 12th until January 18th. So if you want more information, everything will be linked down below. Then we have the Rereadathon 2020, so booktube Rereadathon 2020. The announcement was made by Alex Black Reads. You can find her on booktube, and apparently this is an idea that's from another guy, because she says here, huge thank you to Michael from Catalyst Reads for both coming up with the idea and allowing me to continue with it. So she has apparently a co-host, and you have a Google Doc with all the prompts and information, which I'm clicking on so I can read some. Okay, so it is a year-long readathon, or more like challenge kind of thing. In January, you're gonna have to reread a translated book or a book in which a character speaks more than one language. In February, rediscover a book one you haven't read in over 10 years and or don't remember very well. So that's the type of challenge we're talking about, so that's interesting. I have a book for the first one, I have a book for February as well, so I might as well just join and have fun with the community. I don't know, but let me know, do you have a book for those prompts? Then we have the new Years Athon. So it starts on January 1st, midnight, until January 7th. So you have different challenges. You can go on the Twitter and you will find everything. Here it says, for instance, book you meant to read last year, book you got for Christmas almost recently, book you wanted to finish before 2020, book released in 2019, most anticipated read of the new year, make a bookish resolution. Bonus, read while eating or drinking your favorite New Year's snack. And you have photo challenges as well, day 1, day 2, blah blah blah. So that's fun. There is a Twitter for it, so easier to connect with each other. Could be fun. It's 1 week long way to kick off that new year 2020. I really love saying 2020. I don't know what you think of it, but yeah. Then we have the Pulp, the highest readathon Pulp 2. It's also on Twitter. It's hosted by Carrie the Book Bell, Read with Sarah, and Sydney Stories. It starts actually on December 31st until January 31st. A readathon dedicated to reading pulp. Is there anything else I should know? I don't know. But there is an announcement video that you can check. And yeah, sounds like fun actually. The community is quite into it. I really love that, you know, of the girl in Pulp Fiction smoking and laying on the floor. Just amazing picture. You can check all the announcement videos. They look like they're having fun, so that's cute. Okay, so challenges, for instance, time's up. If you murdered your betrayer, you quickly step past the crime scene into your treasure vault. Read an Elmore Leonard novel you didn't already choose. If you showed mercy, read a book you can read in one sitting, and a book one on any of those hosts, TBRs. You've been betrayed. Read if you choose a murder you betrayed. Read any book featuring murder. If you choose to show mercy to a betrayer, read a book you believe will be shocking in some way, a plot twist, a thriller, a mystery, etc. So it sounds like it's gonna be fun actually doing that readathon. So if you're into that, please, the link will be down below. Then we have Get Shit Done, readathon by Beautifully Bookish Bethany. You have 6 prompts, lay back, no pressure, 4 co-hosts, month long in January. So let me check. That's just the notes I took on my Trello. So I'm gonna check now. Here on my laptop. Here. So prompts: read a book from a subscription box, read the book that has been on your TBR the longest, read a classic, finish a book you put down, start or end a series, read a book for a review or a book that was a gift, but a challenge, read a book that meets 3 prompts. So it's it's hosted by Beautifully Bookish Bethany on YouTube, and it's also co-hosted by Mara at books like Whoa, Amanda the Naughty Librarian, Lynn's Library, Joshana C, and there is actually an Instagram for that readathon, no Twitter actually. So yeah, have fun, walls. Okay, so I found a blog here talking about it, and it says here, the concept in simple. From December 13, 2019 to December 31st, 2020, participants of the Start on Your Shelfathon will read books that they already own, whether it's physical or electronic bookshelves. So Start on Your Shelfathon is a 1-year-long readathon. Ambitious participants of Start on Your Shelfathon may want to try and read every single book that they haven't read in their bookshelves. Oh my gosh, that sounds like the thing I would love to do but will never be able to do. And it says here, the deteriorated and the most powerful participants may endure to read every book on their bookshelf before purchasing new books or borrowing books from the library. Yeah, never gonna happen. You can read books and collect stars. Actually, the theme of this readathon will be stars. A new pond friend is making their way to the quiet pond to help motivate you for this readathon. Come visit on the official launch of the readathon on the 30th of December. Meet your newest pond friend who will guide you through Start on your Shelfathon and read a story about your first steps to becoming aspiring star collector, etc, etc. What can I do now? Start thinking about the books you'd like to read on Start on your Shelfathon, blah blah blah. Okay, it sounds like something we could all do, like read the books that we have on your shelves. You know, the books that are waiting to be read while you're actually getting on Amazon or Book Depository or in your bookstore or in your library, getting new books you don't need to read because you already have so many on your bookshelves. But whatever, that's quite fun. Sounds like fun actually. So yeah, I will link down below whatever I can find, but so far I only have the blog, so yeah. Then I have the Happy Nuclear by Fox's Fairy Tale. So it's a 1 month long readathon. I cannot find any more info about it actually. I found Louis' profile, so at Fox's Fairy Tale, and maybe that's on her blog. I totally okay, so it is on her blog. So Happy Nuclear kickstart your 2020 reading year. It says here, it can be a tough month coming out of the holiday highs, and sometimes it feels like you don't actually get a proper handle on the new year until it's almost February. I want to get off to a flying start this reading year, and I have a lot of ARC reviews due early on. So from 1st to 31st January, I'll be running a very low stress readathon, the Happy Nuclear. The goal is to clear out old commitments and forge a path through the year ahead. This could be like me, making a real dent into January-February arcs, finishing up a series you promised yourself you'd finish in 2019, or wrapping up all those readathons TBR loose threads. I saw it was DSL working, never mind. If you'd like to join me, please do let me know in the comments. I'd love to see any TBR plans, even if they're tentative like mine. You can also tag me on Twitter, so Fox's Fairy Tale, or use the hashtag Happy Nuclear to keep in touch on Twitter and Instagram. We can do this. So she has on the TBR Come Tumbling Down, so the 5th book in the Wayward Children series by Shannon Maguire, which is a book I'm gonna read in January as well. And she also has The Weight of a Soul by Elizabeth Tammy, which I'm planning on reading super soon as well. So she has amazing books actually. A Throne of Swan, Beyond the Shadow of Hearth. Okay, she has an amazing TBR here. But yeah, if you're planning on doing the same, please let me know. Go follow her on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Use the hashtag and have fun, wolves. Then we have the Curious Adventure 2020. I have here the information that it is a year-long readathon. It was actually created by a curious reader. Okay, so I found the blog. It is a year-long non-fiction reading challenge for 2020. 12 challenges to check off. You can do them in any order you like. I will be following the order they are listed below. You decide how to interpret the challenges. You have an hashtag you can use. She is on YouTube and Instagram. So for instance, the first challenge, so the one you're gonna have in January, is read about a local celebrity or specialty. You choose a level of locality. And the second one for February, then, read about an experience different from your own. Religious, sexuality, living with a chronic illness, being a mother, professional athlete, anything different from your circumstances. Oh, okay, so this is a challenge or a readathon that will open you to the rest of the world, something you don't especially know well. So it could be interesting. So she's gonna be on YouTube and Instagram. Then you have the VSCO Girls Readathon. I don't know if you say VSCO or VSCO, you know, the app on which you can actually edit your photos or even upload them on VSCO. And this is a readathon that starts on January 1st until the 31st, created by Chanel Time. And she has Catherine Reeds, a Snow White reader, and L'amour the books as co-hosts. You can use the hashtag. So for instance, you have the following challenges. Hydro Flash, a hard-hitting contemporary or a book that's 400+ pages. Second, Scrunchies, a book with a gorgeous cover. Oversized t-shirt, a book out of your comfort zone. VSCO, a book loved by one of your faves. And I hope pick a random book. Okay, Polaroid, a non-fiction or nostalgic book. Mario Badescu, a book that's overhyped. Bookathon necklace, but it read with a friend. Stickers galore, a manga, a graphic novel. So sounds like fun actually. There is also a group book, Frankly in Love by David Yoon. So here you go, Wolves. Okay, so you have the boy bandathon. It's the Backstreet Boys versus NSYNC. I don't know that group. And it's January 1st until January 31st, 2020. There is a Discord, and that's all I know about it. So you can check the the Twitter, and maybe go on Discord. You will find like maybe the prompts, etc, etc. I have no idea. I cannot see anything on their profile, so but yeah, check maybe the Discord. You will find more information there. Okay, there is also a Minithon, the mini readathon, that will take place on January 11th from 10 a.m. till until 4 p.m. It's gonna be hosted by It's Alice Time, and actually she's doing it because the 24 in 48 hours readathon for January was actually cancelled, so she's gonna do a Minithon, the mini readathon, on January 11th. So yeah, January 11th. I hope you're gonna have fun, because that's true, it was cancelled, so we needed something to replace it. So thank you for doing this. Okay, something I cannot find any info about anymore, but I had them, is a book clubbing spring from January 1st till January 8th by Oliver Reads and Writes. No, I cannot find any information, so that's weird. I wrote down that it had 6 challenges, so it's by Oliver Reads and Writes. I have no information. If I can find anything, I will link it down below. I'm so sorry, I don't know how come I cannot find anything anymore. So weird. Hello, Mooney. Hey, oh, you turned off my iPad. Why didn't you do that? Yeah, that's all the book Mommy got. You gonna clean that mess for me? You gonna clean that mess for me? You can sleep on your bed. Then we have the Smutathon that starts on January 4th until January 11th. It's a steamy adult romance readathon hosted by Riley Mary 1196 and Readalong February. So, sorry for the noises, it's Mooney. It says here, there is a mini bingo board with 9 challenges. Use it however you'd like. You have Enemies to Lovers, 2019 release, LGBTQ+, new to your author, forbidden, workplace, wreck to you, fake relationship, out of comfort zone, etc, etc. You have video announcements as well, so if you love that kind of books, that might be for you. Okay, then there is another month-long readathon also in January. So many stuff are happening in January. It is hosted by the author of Increase, and the name is Faith Reads Readathon. So it's Christian based on faith and Christian books. So it is a month-long, the entire month of January. I will link down below if you want to read these kind of books. You will get tons of good recommendations. I guess if everyone reads the same type of books, you're gonna get thousands of recommendations. Then I have the Backlist Bookathon. It's on Twitter, Bookathon, and it says here, welcome to Backlist Bookathon, a readathon dedicated to helping you clear out your TBR between Christmas and spring. So it has actually started, kind of thing, but it's gonna end in spring. So if you want to read all the books that are meant to be read earlier, you know, your backlist TBR, maybe that's the readathon for you, especially because apparently lots of people are in the same case. And yeah, so just follow on Twitter, because read a backlist title published before January 2020, read that was an older anticipated release, read a book that has been on the TBR for at least 6 months, etc, etc. So another readathon we will all need to do every little while, kind of thing. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, so what Victoria read is gonna host a readathon that's named the 1000 Pages Readathon. It's gonna start on January 20 until February the 2nd, and actually the challenge is to read 1000 books. No, 1000 pages, sorry, not 1000 books. what the heck, Sasha? 1000 pages in that amount of days. So that could be interesting, actually. I could try. So we're starting in the February kind of line here with 2 readathons that I'm actually gonna do in February. So we have the Swiftathon. So it's Swiftathon, a Taylor Swift inspired readathon this round lover. It starts on January 13 until February 13. It has a readathon announcement. We are hosting a Taylor Swift inspired readathon for the first round. We choose to base the prompts on Lover. It is happening for Bella. Happy birthday to Taylor, and below is all the information you will need here. Let me check the thread. I forgot that you existed. The Backlist book on your TBR, a book on your TBR for ages. Cruel Summer, a book that takes place in summer. Lover, a contemporary romance. The Man, a feminist book. Book with a strong female character. The Archer, an epic or high fantasy. I think he knows, a slow burn romance, etc, etc. Okay, so if you love Swift, Taylor Swift, or if you want to read that kind of books, like it's a bit like romancy with the prompts Lover kind of thing, so you might love it. Cornelius, read a book you've been putting on reading, finishing because you're afraid to let go. Oh, romance, yeah. So if you're into that kind, I see here 18 prompts, so 18 prompts in 1 month. Good luck, Walls. Do you know Rachel Marie on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, etc.? She has that thing going on named the Bookie Trials. She also has Royalty Book Club, and apparently she's gonna launch a Cosmerealong in February. The announcement video will come mid-January. So if you saw her other readathons, the Winter Quest, etc., or the one previously, you can see that she has a lot of imagination. She created maps, she created prompts, etc, etc, and themes. And themes also. You had to take a quiz to know in which theme you were. It was really, really well thought. Well, she's doing another one in February, so keep your eyes open for the announcement video, because if you want to have fun, you might want to watch it. Okay, then another readathon I'm gonna do is actually the Polarthon, hosted by Jade over at Jade Reads on Booktube, on Instagram, on Twitter. So she's gonna do the Polarthon. It's gonna start on February 3rd until February 9th, so it's gonna be a 1 week long readathon. It's all about power fantasy. So last year she created actually a mountain, which we were claiming all together. So it is focused on power fantasy, but it's absolutely fine to read other books than power fantasy, because actually the top of the mountain was the power fantasy prompt, but the rest wasn't. You had to read like a sequel, you had to read a book with that kind of word or that kind of color on the covers, etc, etc. So it was pretty vague, but it was focusing on power fantasy. Power fantasy is actually fantasy with a wintry setting. She loves middle grade power fantasy, so you might actually try to play it 100% and read as many power fantasy, middle grade power fantasy as you want. I don't know the prompts yet, so the video announcement will probably come in January with all the prompts, etc. I'm so excited for it, like I'm so ready for it. Fantasy, like power fantasy. Thank you, Jade, for actually making me discover that it was actually a subgenre, and I said it that 1,000 of times, but that's so true. So yeah, I cannot wait for it, and we're gonna have fun. That's the readathon I'm excited for. And now the second readathon I'm gonna do is the Demonathon. Is gonna be a 2 weeks readathon, and it's gonna start on February 14, and it is hosted by Asumi Yamamoto. And she actually created a website because I was looking for the information, and it's here. You're here early. You've been hiking in the woods for hours now, trying to make sense of the directions you've written down. You know that it's not yet time for the summoning, but you wanted to go there. You wanted to be at the spot where it all would happen, where you'd finally be able to meet the demon you researched for so long. And you have a lot of things to read, and at the end it says come back in February for more. And you can actually, there is a Twitter, of course, Instagram for the aesthetic types, Discord for the chatty ones, and a Pinterest page that gets updated every so often with demons. Can I add you to any of these places? Yeah, you can add me basically everywhere. I didn't even know about the Discord and the Pinterest. Made me okay. Oh, okay. Invite. I'm gonna ask her if that's normal. And there is a Pinterest page. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna follow that. It has like demons, as she said it would. So I'm not sure what's gonna be what the Readathon's gonna be about. I mean, demons. So we'll probably go with demons in books, or maybe like a demon that's childish or whatever, a story that we were told as kids. So we're gonna read a book that fits that prompt, a kid's story, a kind of thing. I don't know how it's gonna be, how it's gonna work. I just know that Yumi Yamamoto is actually doing it, so I'm doing it. It's that simple. And it starts actually on February the 14th, which is actually the date I'm gonna leave Belgium on. So I'm gonna go to Canada for 2 weeks, so it's gonna be a bit hard to actually read the books for that Readathon, but I'm gonna do my best, and audiobooks are the best. So when I'm gonna do like photo shoot or whatever, trying to take pictures for Instagram, whatever, or traveling, blah blah blah, I'm gonna try to read the books. And especially because of the flight, I'm gonna have 6 hours flight to go there, and then if I go visit someone there, it's gonna be 6 hours bus kind of thing. So I'm gonna have time, by the way. Yeah, we'll see. Then of course we have the Bookathon that starts on February 11th until 25th. The hosts are Francina Simon, The Novel Lush, and Boaty Books. Challenge: feel the love, read a book any genre featuring romance between 2 black people or 1 black person plus a person of color. Wakanda Forever: read a graphic novel comic with a black or African main character, here as any. Work by a black African author, feel the beat, spoken word, listen to these 4 prompts, share your favorite on social media with a friend, discuss what it means to you and why it matters, etc, etc. Okay. Okay, sounds cool. Sounds cool. Will you do that one, Wolves? Then we have the Believers Never Dieathon. It's a followed by themed Readathon details to be announced. Hosts: Coca Flocka, Nox Reads, Elifkin Books, You're a Book Nerd Zoe, Drink Read Book, Reading Trash. There is an Instagram actually for it, and it's Read Out By. Do you have a followed by related tattoo? If so, drop a picture of it below, etc, etc. I don't see the prompts here, but maybe that's because it's in late February. Coming up with different challenges at the moment, start out with way too many ideas and spend a while whittling them down. Yeah, I can imagine. So keep your eyes open if you're a Followed By fan. Okay, then we have the Demonathon, a 5-week read-along of the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series by Rereadathon, hosted by Fire Knight 6, A Reader's World, Bookish Stars, Slytherin Reads, Yara Abo. It's gonna start actually on December 29 until February 1st. So from December 29 until January 4th, you're gonna read The Lightning Thief. Oh, so it's like a read-along. It's not like a readathon. Yeah, okay, I said it. A 5 weeks long read-along. That's a read-along, so maybe I should join them. But I have so many other books I need to read and need to continue with some series, etc. But I've never read any Percy Jackson books, so I'm like, maybe I should try at least one. I should give them a chance or whatever. I don't feel like it's gonna be something I'm gonna hate. Like, I feel like I'm gonna like it. But I'm not sure I want to commit to that series because it's way too long already, and I already have so many books I need to catch up on, and for me to focus on an actual new series, a very long new series, I don't have the balls to do that right now. But maybe one day also, maybe one day. I know it's a very popular book here, I mean series. Okay, well, that's it. So I talked about 24 readathons. I think there is one that I had no information, that I couldn't find any information here now. I don't know how come, but I'm so sorry that happened. And yeah, well, that's pretty much it. Let me know if you have more readathons, if you heard of something else, or read-alongs or whatever. Please link them down below. If you're planning on doing a readathon in March and April, please talk to me so I can add them to the list, because there is going to be a new video about that. I mean, I should film that video super early actually, because if I'm going to Canada, oh my gosh, pre-filming is actually the key. But whatever, yeah, let me know about anything down below. I hope you're gonna have fun with the readathons. Let me know which one you're gonna participate in, and if you don't participate in any because it's just overwhelming, you know, it's sometimes very hard to stick to a TBR and have that pressure, etc. Even if it's a community thing, can be very scary sometimes. So I totally feel you. It's okay. You don't need to do a readathon every single month, or even like 5 readathons a month. That's just insane. But yeah, well, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to be a part of the pack. Talk to me in the comment section as usual. And until next time, wolves, take care. Bye.